What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for No Time to Die. I finally fucking watched it. Finally came in from DVD Netflix, and as I promised, guys, I am here to give you guys my review for No Time to Die. First off, this film was fucking amazing, man. Like, bro, this film was absolutely amazing. It was an amazing, beautiful conclusion to Daniel Craig's story, and this is the conclusion to his story. There are no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They made damn sure like this is the end. They made it extremely clear that this is the last one. Daniel Craig, done, deuces, gone, bye. No more of Daniel Craig after this film. Cause I was like, okay, let's see how they end this, and what if they, I don't know, maybe leave it open. Nah, I was shocked when the movie ended, how the movie ended. I was like, oh, they really telling you this? No, they really telling you this is the end. They're putting a goddamn exclamation point on that motherfucker, saying this is the end, bitch. You know, but yeah, man, the film was amazing, spectacular, amazing. But anyway, let's just jump right in. So the movie is directed by Kari Joji Fukunaga, if I'm saying that right. I'm probably butchering that. And of course stars Daniel Craig, Le Sedux, I probably said that wrong, Rainey Malik, Lashana Lynch, Annie de Armas, Ralph Fiennes, and many more. And the plot of No Time to Die is James Bond is left active service. His piece is short-lived when Felix Leiter, I don't know, probably butchered that name, an old friend from the CIA turns to ask him for help, leading Bond onto a trail of mysterious villain armed with a dangerous new technology. So first up, gotta praise the cast. Daniel Craig, of course, is spectacular as always. Loved him in this film, man. He was amazing. This might have been his best performance out of all the Bond films, man. He was amazing in Casino Royale and Skyfall, man. But this man maybe his best performance, man. Le Sedux, I'm probably butchering her name. She was phenomenal, man. I absolutely loved her. I think it was either her or Annie de Armas where I would think were probably the highlights in terms of the cast outside of Daniel Craig and of course Q. Those two I think both gave amazing performances. Her especially. Who I guess is like Bond's the only one of Bond's lovers that actually survives. That actually survived. And don't drown. But yeah, she was amazing. I love what they did with her character and her interactions with Bond, especially after what happens in the opening. I thought was really good. Speaking of the opening, my God, I would say this opening is one of the best out there. This is right up there with the opening of Casino Royale and Skyfall. I might actually even say I might have liked the opening of this film. When I say opening, I mean up to when we actually get to the actual song. Maybe a little bit more Skyfall. It's not as good as Casino Royale. I don't think anything is ever going to touch the opening of the Casino Royale. That opening is just too fucking legendary, man. I don't think anything will ever touch it, but this is still a spectacular opening in its own right, man. I love the action. I love this, like James jumping off the bridge and like swinging on this rope, man. Absolutely amazing. Seeing the classic Bond car and everything, absolutely spectacular. Another thing I gotta say I love about this movie, I love how it ties everything up. You got, like, obviously mentioned shit from Spectre, which I honestly wouldn't know if I didn't watch a couple reviews. Maybe like, yes, they do acknowledge and talk about it, because honestly, I remember fuck all from Spectre. Not that the movie was bad or anything. I just don't remember anything. I haven't gone back and watched Spectre since I watched it in theaters when it came out. But yeah, one thing I will say, I loved how the film ties in with Casino Royale. I think that one was one of the best. Like, I mentioned some stuff from obviously Spectre, but I like the ways how it tied into Casino Royale. I thought that was really cool to do. I'm not gonna say what they do just because I don't want to get with spoilers, but I love what they did with how they managed to tie us back in with Casino Royale. I thought that was really cool what they did during the opening. So that was amazing. The action set pieces are, of course, spectacular as always, man. The opening is amazing. The fog, the fog, that one was all spectacular. When we finally get to the final battle grounds or whatever you want to call it, that one was absolutely amazing as well, man. Fucking loved it, man. That was absolutely amazing. Another thing I gotta praise, I love I love some of the camera work here. Like you had this one scene where this was in the trailers where you had like these guys like sneaking into this building, and I like when they like when the glass door opens and drops down, the camera turns around turns around goes from like I guess upside down to right side up as they enter the building. I thought it looked really cool. The editing overall I thought was pretty good, and the camera and the cinematography as a whole I thought was also really solid and good. I also really like this one scene. This was also in the trailers where Bond is interrogating that guy. I forget his name, but the way he's brought in, this dude gets like the most epic boss music you've ever seen, and like you got these like these drums and like the camera, the way the camera zooms in and everything, man. Like I love that they introduced this guy. They made him feel like he was fucking Madara or some shit, man. It was absolutely awesome, man. I love that. That was fucking cool. Q is of course as a highlight as always, man. I love Q. I love that he was like literally he was probably my favorite Bond character outside Bond himself and M that I from the Daniel Craig films. I loved him as soon as when he got introduced into Skyfall, man, and he was one of the and he like absolutely sold the show, man. Skyfall, man. He was great in Spectre as I would guess because like I said I don't remember, and he's amazing. And the handful of times he's in here, he's amazing as well, man. I loved him. Moneypenny was also great as well, man. Um, those two were absolutely spectacular, man. Now, of course, we got to talk about the elf in the room. That's of course with Lashana Lynch, who actually where the rumors were completely wrong when they said she is 007. She is indeed 007 because Bond's retired, so they also have to give the number to somebody else because they can't exactly retire them like jerseys. And honestly, man, I would say her character overall was pretty good. I wouldn't say she definitely wasn't as memorable or as enjoyable as when we got to when Moneypenny and Moneypenny and Q were introduced in Skyfall. But she was great, man. I enjoyed her. I liked her interactions with Bond. And yeah, she's a decent enough character. Nothing really offensive or anything. Nothing that I really had any major grievances or anything with. And yeah, man. So she was fine, but I've got to say, probably low-key the person that stole the show and was Ana de Armas, who's only in the movie for like 10, maybe 5, 10 minutes. It's like only this one section when he's working together with Felix. But yo, she was absolutely amazing, man. I wish we got to see more of her, man. She was absolutely amazing. I love what we saw of her, and I thought her character was really good. Her performance was fantastic, and I wish we got to see more of her. She was so good. I wish we got to see more of her in the movie. Rainey Malik, I thought as a villain, I thought was pretty good. I would definitely say it's probably one of Daniel Craig's better villains. He's definitely not as good as Matt Nicholson, although I don't think anyone's going to top him. But I think I might put him a little bit over Javier Bordeaux from Skyfall, just because I don't really remember much from him in Skyfall, and I think what they did with him, especially in the second half, um, was really cool. I think that really worked well in his favor. And I just there's this one thing that get introduced in the movie that I want to talk about, but I can't because of spoilers. But they'll just say just connects it deals with like Bond and Leigh Sodok's characters and like kind of like some connective tissue between them. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to beat her. I'm trying to bounce around as best I can without giving out spoilers. But I love what they did there, man. I love, like I said, it goes back to the relationship. I love what they did with the relationship and what happens with their characters and everything. Fantastic stuff. Love that shit. I think that, and it really works well with Rainey Malik's character in the second half once shit gets the man. Like I said, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, so yeah. But I thought that was great. The ending was spectacular, man. I was like, bro, the heartstrings were tugging, man. It was hitting, man. It was hitting different, man. It was hitting different, man. Just see how bittersweet it is, because you guys don't know, I was only a kid when Casino Royale came out back in '06. I was only 6 years old then, and I mentioned this on Twitter. I'm like 22 now, so it's crazy. It's like this has been my Bond for basically my entire life. So it's kind of bittersweet, and the ending itself, like I said, was great. But it's definitely bittersweet knowing that Daniel Craig is now done. He is now finally washing his hand of Bond. Which did anyone else think Spectre was going to be his last one? Like me, because it kind of came off to me that Spectre was going to be his last one, but I don't know. Maybe they convinced him for another one, or maybe Spectre was never meant to be the last one. I don't know, but did anyone else feel like Spectre was like the last one? you know, just from how it ended and everything. I don't know. Oh, and another thing I gotta praise is just the overall comedy of the film. Like, this movie's really funny, and also I do. This kind of goes with it. I also do like they actually poke fun at the Bond trope of like Bond, you know, the whole womanizer, you know, womanizer thing with Bond. I thought they did it in clever ways. Where like when Lashana Lynch is finally first introduced and she gets into Bond's place and, you know, she goes into his bedroom and the first thing she actually takes off is like her wig and he's like, oh, so the first thing I thought you were going to take off. And then there's this other scene with Ana de Armas where she starts to like, where she like gets him into this wine cellar, secluded, no, very private. It starts undressing him. He's like, well, shouldn't we at least get to know each other first? And then she reveals she was just undressing him so he could put the suit on. I thought that was funny, man. I enjoy it. I think there's been enough Bond movies that's been around long enough for we can start poking fun at some of the tropes of Bond films. I personally like that stuff. And also, I just like some of Bond's one-liners here where he like one time he's talking with M and he's like, my God, you're thirsty. For some reason, that just had me dying. That just had me dying when he said, my God, you're thirsty. He's constantly pouring like scotch or something. That I thought was absolutely fucking hilarious, man. Like, that shit had me in tears, low-key. I don't know why found it so funny, but I found it hilarious. But yeah, now, as far as problems I have with the film, I think the only really one I could think of is obviously, I just wish we got to see more of, I guess we saw Ana de Armas' character, man. She was great, man. And I really wish she was in the movie more. Also, I would also say that, like I said, Lashana Lynch's character was good, but she was a kind of a bit one-dimensional, and especially in comparison to how other characters that got introduced, like I said, Q and Moneypenny, and how great they were in Skyfall, and how memorable they became. She definitely sticks out, and especially how great all the other characters got introduced in the film were great. Like I said, Saduk's character, she was fantastic. I already mentioned how much I love Ana de Armas' character. So she kind of sticks out with her character not being very well developed or anything. Like I said, she was still fine enough. She was good in the movie. I enjoyed her, but compared to everyone else, she was definitely a little bit more one-dimensional compared to everybody else. But yeah. So yeah, man, I think that's all about I gotta say for Skyfall. For No Time to Die, man. Fucking fantastic film. You will definitely see this on my top 10 list this year, which are coming. I'm probably going to film those hopefully next week, since that's going to be my last week before I have to go back for the next semester. So hoping to film those both at least before I leave. Hoping to do that, man. But we'll have to wait and see on that. Anyway, guys. Yeah, leave your thoughts down below. Do you guys love the movie? Down in the comments. You love it? You hate it? What's your favorite of the Daniel Craig films? Do you love Casino Royale? Is that your favorite? Do you like me where you think Skyfall's the best? Are you that weirdo that actually thinks Quantum of Solace is the best one? I actually meant to go back and rewatch Casino Royale and Quantum of Solace before I saw the movie, because Amazon Prime just added them. But because of, like I mentioned before in other videos, how the minor got rid of it before, but I thought they were going to maybe keep it for at least one more week, so I couldn't. So I kind of threw everything off, and I was too busy waiting. I've been so busy watching other movies, I just haven't had a chance to. I will be definitely going back and rewatching this Prime hasn't, especially Quantum of Solace, just because I am very curious to know what I think of that movie now, because I don't even really know if I even saw the movie when it came out as a kid, man. But I'm definitely looking forward to rewatching Quantum of Solace whenever I can. Casino Royale, I already know, is a masterpiece. I've rewatched it a handful of times recently, man. Ugh, it's so fucking good, man. So fucking good. Anyway, guys, leave all that down below in the comments. And overall, I'm going to give this film, to the surprise of absolutely nobody, a 10 out of fucking 10, ladies and gentlemen. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like it, if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter if you feel like it. Links down in the description box below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys next time. She's